She said it the way someone cancels a routine appointment. "We're not celebrating Christmas with you this year." No argument attached. No long explanation. Just a short update delivered 3 days before the holiday. I was standing in my kitchen when my mother, Linda, called. There was flour on my hands from baking something I'd already stopped paying attention to. For a moment, I thought I'd misheard her. "Oh," I said. Silence waited on the line, like she expected me to ask why. I didn't. "Well, I just think it's better," she added finally. Less tension. Less tension. I almost laughed at that. Tension had been the quiet background noise in our family for years. Small comparisons, subtle exclusions, conversations that happened around me, rarely with me. I had learned long ago that it was easier to make myself useful than to try to make myself welcome. "Okay," I said simply. Another pause. She hadn't expected that answer either. After we hung up, I washed the flour from my hands, dried them slowly, and sat at the kitchen table. I stared at my phone for a long time. Not because I was shocked, because I wasn't. 4 years earlier, I had co-signed their mortgage. My father, Robert, had lost a large contract at work, and their finances had tightened quickly. I had the stronger credit score, the steady income. Helping them had felt responsible at the time, temporary. Just until things stabilize, they told me. Things eventually stabilized, my name didn't. Every month, I transferred my portion of the payment without discussion. Not always because they needed it, but because once your name is attached to a debt, removing it feels complicated. Untangling things can look dramatic. And I had always tried not to be dramatic. I opened my laptop. The mortgage portal took its usual slow minute to load. There it was. My name next to theirs under borrowers. Equal on paper. Unequal everywhere else. My chest tightened slightly, not panic. Just a strange sense that something inside me had finally lined up. I picked up the phone and called the bank. After navigating the endless automated menu, I reached a loan officer. Her voice was calm and professional as she confirmed my identity and pulled up the account. "If you'd like to be removed from the mortgage," she explained, "the other borrowers would need to refinance the loan under their names only. That would require income verification and a new underwriting review." Her tone didn't change when she said it. It was policy, not judgment. "What happens if they don't qualify?" I asked. "Then the loan remains as it is," she replied. "Your name and responsibility would stay on the mortgage." I nodded even though she couldn't see me. "I'd like to begin the removal process." She walked me through the disclosures and documentation. Everything felt procedural, official, recorded. When the call ended, I didn't feel powerful. I felt exposed, like I just removed a support beam from a structure and wasn't sure if the building would hold. That evening, my mother called again. Her voice sounded different. "I got a notification from the bank," she said carefully, "about a refinance request. I initiated a release." I told her, "You're serious, Daniel?" Another silence. "But we're family," she said finally. "I know. Christmas isn't about money." "No," I agreed calmly, "but participation isn't seasonal either." I didn't raise my voice. I didn't list old grievances. I didn't remind her of the birthdays I'd driven home for, the dinners I quietly paid for, the decisions made without me unless something needed covering. I simply let the numbers speak. "Refinancing will be expensive," she said. "That's why people usually think carefully before excluding someone who's financially attached." It wasn't a threat, just a fact. For the first time in the conversation, I heard uncertainty in her voice. We didn't mean it like that, she said. Your father just thought. I know. I interrupted gently. You didn't mean it. That's the pattern. The next few weeks were administrative. Forms were emailed. Income documents requested. The bank scheduled meetings with my parents. I stayed out of it entirely. A Christmas morning came quietly. I made coffee. Took a long walk through the cold air. It didn't feel victorious, just unfamiliar. I missed the noise of the holiday, but I didn't miss the quiet feeling of being tolerated. In January, the bank ordered an appraisal. In February, underwriting approved the refinance with conditions. Apparently, my father had been working extra shifts for months. I hadn't known. The final signing happened at their local branch. I didn't attend. A week later, an email arrived confirming the change. My name was officially removed from the mortgage. There was no celebration, no apology either. That evening, my mother called. It's done, she said. No. Another long pause. We didn't realize it hurt you like that. I thought about explaining that it wasn't just Christmas. It was years of small demotions, of being both relied on and quietly sidelined. But instead I said something simpler. I don't want to be included, because I'm useful. She didn't argue. The house is still theirs. The holidays will come again. Maybe next year there will be an invitation, maybe there won't. But something important has changed. If I'm there, it will be because I'm wanted. And if I'm not, I won't be financing the space I'm excluded from. It's strange how removing your name from something can feel like finally writing it somewhere that matters.